Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well and I'm so excited that you decided to join me for this 15-minute upper body stretch. So today we're not going to be needing any equipment. All we're going to be needing is maybe an exercise mat if you just want to soften up, and we're going to be stretching the entire lower body. So standing from the neck, the shoulders, the arms, and then moving down slowly into the back, and we'll be doing some stretches seated and lying down on the floor. So yeah, it's definitely going to be relaxing, so make sure you've set up a calming atmosphere, and it's definitely a stretch that you can repeat whenever you just feel a little bit of stiffness in that upper body. So in the neck, the traps, the shoulders, even the back. So yeah, I hope you're as excited as I am. And without further delay, I'm going to press the timer and let's get started. So first move, we're just going to take our neck to the side. So using our hand to gently ease it down towards our opposite shoulder. With this stretch, we don't want to go too aggressively because we don't want to cause any injury or strain to our neck. Just pulling it towards the opposite shoulder to feel that slight stretch in the side of the neck. And switching sides. Again, just pulling it gently to that opposite shoulder and breathing. Try and really push this shoulder down. Perfect. Now we're going to bring our hands behind our heads and we're just going to go into some neck and chest openers. So bringing our chin down towards our chest, feeling that nice stretch in the back of the neck, and then opening wide, really pushing our chest forward and feeling that stretch in the chest and back. And we're just going to cycle through. Chin down and chin up and chest open. Holding each position for a few seconds. I'm trying to get a little bit more open each time we do the stretch. Perfect, and now we're going to interlace our fingers and we're just going to reach up towards the sky, really going into that overhead stretch. So I'll step back a little bit so make sure you can see me. So interlacing our fingers and pushing our palms up towards the sky. You can also bend from side to side. You can bend forward. Just really pushing up those palms, feeling that nice stretch in your shoulders. And if you bend side to side, also in your obliques. Remember, with all these stretches, what I'm doing is a guidance, but of course, you can move around a little bit depending on where you're tight and where feels good for you today. Perfect, and now we're going to bring one arm behind us and we're just going to use the other arm to push down, really stretching out that triceps. And switch sides. Nice, and now going back to the front, we're going to bring one arm across our body and really use the other arm to pull it in. Trying to keep the arm across our body as straight as possible. and pulling to feel that little bit of a stretch. You should feel it all throughout your triceps, your arms, your shoulders, even a little bit your back. Nice, and switching sides. Ooh, I can definitely feel that this side is a little bit tighter than the other one, which is normal. It's normal to have one side tighter than the other. The stretch might not look identical on each side. It definitely won't necessarily look identical to mine. You might be more or less flexible than me, but the important thing is that you feel something. And like I said, make the stretch your own. Go where feels good for you. Nice, so now extending our arm outwards, we're just gonna take our palm and stretch it downwards. So bringing our fingers towards our bodies, really getting that nice stretch in the wrist and the forearms. Perfect, and switching sides, so bringing the fingers towards us, stretching the palm, the wrist and the forearms. Perfect, now switching sides again, we're just going to take the wrist, but this time our hand is going to be facing upwards, and again pulling our fingers towards us, just stretching the wrist in the upwards direction. And switching sides, so again the wrist, fingers facing upwards, stretching out the wrist and forearms on the opposite arm. Nice, so now we're going to take it down to the floor and we're just going to sit our hips back into that child's pose. So resting your head gently on the ground, extending out your arms as far as they can go and trying to sit your bum on your heels. And remember to breathe. If you need to come out of the stretch for a few seconds, take a breather, then get right back into it. Nice, and now we're going to take our hands over to one side, putting one hand on top of the other. Again, sitting our hips back, bum to our heels, and really getting a stretch in that opposite lat. Nice, and moving over to the other side. Again, one hand on top of the other. Try and use the opposite arms. And again, really sitting the hips back and feeling that nice stretch in the lats. Try and extend your fingers a little bit further out if you can. Perfect, and now going on to all fours, we're just going to bring one of our arms through across onto the floor so our shoulder is touching the floor, and use the other arm to really push back so that you feel a nice stretch in your upper back. Doing thread the needle now. And switching sides, so other arm threads through, and using the hand on the ground to really push into that stretch. Perfect, now we're going to lie flat on the floor, belly on the floor, and we're going to extend one arm out and then rotate our body so that one leg is crossed over, and using the hand that's on the ground to really push our torso into that rotation. Feeling a nice stretch in the chest and perhaps also in the upper back, depending on where you're tight. And switching sides, so other arm extends out, rotate, leg crosses over, feeling that nice stretch as we use the hand that's on the ground to really push ourselves into that rotation, but trying to keep the shoulder of the arm that's extended flat on the ground. Nice, and now going back onto our knees, we're going to go into a puppy pose. So keeping your hips up, we're just going to extend out our hands and push our chest downwards while trying to keep our hips up in the air. So unlike the child's pose where you're sitting your hips back, this time you're trying to push your chest to the ground while keeping your hips up. So you don't want your bum to be touching your heels. This is called the extended puppy pose. Nice, and now sitting up so that we're sitting on our bums, and we're just gonna take our bum so that it's close to our heels, and we're gonna extend our arms backwards. Try and keep your arms straight if possible, and you should feel a nice stretch along your arms, specifically around the bicep region. Also stretching out the muscles around your elbow joint. If you need to make it slightly less intense, bring your hands closer towards you. If you want to make it more intense, bring your hands further away. So find a position that feels good for you today. And as you breathe into the stretch, maybe try and edge your hands a little bit further out. And keep breathing. Perfect. So now, still in that seated position, we're once more going to interlace our hands, but this time instead of pushing upwards overhead, we're going to push downwards and push our chest forward. You can put your neck up, really feeling that nice stretch in the chest, and again, perhaps the upper back. Trying to keep as straight a torso as possible. So I'll show you from the side, hands interlaced, pushing downwards, really pushing those shoulders back and down and that chest up and forward. Perfect, and now finally kind of doing the opposite movement. We're going to really round our back, especially our upper back, pushing our shoulders forward, our chest back, chin tucked down towards your chest, and really feeling that nice stretch in the upper back. So usually with exercising we want to avoid rounding the upper back too much, but this is an example of one stretch in which it's beneficial to really get as much rounding as possible. All right, amazing work everyone. That was your 15-minute upper body stretch complete. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that your upper body, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your back are all feeling loose and relaxed. This was part of my Summer Shred program, so if you want more workouts, more stretches, definitely go to my channel, Live Well with Nicola, and check it out. Give me a like on this video, comment what you liked, what you didn't like, and yeah, because I'm always looking for feedback. I hope you subscribe, I hope you just stay tuned for the rest of the Summer Shred programs, and yeah, thank you so much for joining. I hope you have a great day, great rest of the week, and see you soon. Bye!